Dr. Hunter on here again. Wanted to come at you with another topic today regarding how your chronic low back pain will eventually destroy a joint. Okay, some people think that pain's the problem, but I want to kind of send it home again that we have to address what's causing the pain, because if we don't, well, eventually the joint itself will die. So let's talk a little bit about that. As far as chronic low back pain, chronic meaning repetitive, over and over again for a long time. Okay, not so much acute. Acute means more happened really quick, just now feeling it first time. Chronics happen over and over again over time. Chronic low back pain over and over again will eventually produce some type of inflammation. Okay, especially if it's correlated with a misalignment. So even small misalignments produce inflammation. Okay, big misalignments produce a lot of inflammation, and that is correlated with the pain that you feel, especially if it's chronic. Okay, so if you can understand what I'm talking about when a joint dies or kills a joint, joints were made to move. Okay, and if a joint doesn't move and gets locked up, that's essentially what happens when it fuses together, or arthritis. Okay, specifically osteoarthritis, not so much a rheumatoid arthritis. Okay, so when we have two joints that are supposed to move, they don't move and they fuse together, that's where those arthritic conditions come from. That's where disc protrusions come from. That's where bone spurs come from. Arthritis in general. Okay, ankylosing spondylitis. Okay, that happens as a result of scar tissue around a joint. Scar tissue around a joint, if left unchecked for a long enough period of time, will essentially shrink or adhese and tighten and lock the joint down. Very similar to if you have a cast or immobilized a joint like an elbow or a knee. If you leave that cast on there long enough, especially long term, that joint deteriorates and eventually tries to fuse together, becomes a bone. Okay, that's how important motion is to a bone. What scar tissue does over time, shrinks and adheses, and it takes the motion out of a joint. Once the motion is gone from a joint, it fuses it together. So a lot of people see arthritis, see it as a bad thing, see it as bad luck, but in reality, it's been going on for a long time. Okay, if you catch it when that scar tissue is just starting to adhese, we can get it to release and let go of the joint, keeping it moving, keeping it healthy, preventing it from dying, preventing it from getting to that arthritic point. Extremely important to get motion back into the joint. Nothing gets motion back into a joint better and quicker than a chiropractic adjustment. Okay, so that's what we do here, is we try to correlate that alignment with what you're feeling, try to release any of those scar tissue adhesions in there so that we can get that motion back into that joint, keep it moving. Any and all misalignments produce inflammation. That inflammation produces scar tissue, and that scar tissue is what produces the arthritis. So hopefully that makes sense with how that progression works and how a joint eventually dies because lack of motion. And that's where we come in. We get that motion back into a joint. We get that life back to a joint so it can move again. If it doesn't move, we lose it. Hopefully that makes sense. If you have any questions, ask them in the comments below. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. Maybe share it with somebody you know that has chronic low back pain or any pain as far as the joint's considered. Other than that, call us up at the office, 512-451-9655. If you have any specific questions, we'd love to talk to you in the office. Thanks for watching.